It's already.
Oh, it's already on?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so welcome everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I would like to ask everyone if they would stand up, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Frank, would you do us the honor, our new Director of Public Works?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, okay, so crew, we're online. We have a couple folks online with us. Welcome online attendees, and welcome to the folks that are here in the conference room with us. Our next item of business is item number 3, which is to consider and act upon the minutes from the September 18th, 2025 meeting. Somebody could make a motion to move?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I have a comment, just one
Right.
comment in the
Let me
meeting.
second them first. Okay, second. Okay,
Okay.
please, go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I have a comment in the meeting minute. Jeff was not present in the last meeting. The meeting minute says Jeff is present, so that's the only one.
Thank you for, how'd you do that, John?
This is a one-time.
All right, so
I'm
we,
going to make a comment that I have not read the meeting minutes for last month. So
Okay.
I have to, I guess, abstain or ask for a delay on it on behalf of me.
okay. So let me get to my spot here. Jeff was not present, and neither was I, as a matter of fact. But that doesn't mean that we can't still vote on these minutes. We have a quorum, and if there are any other amendments to the minutes other than marking Jeff as not present, I would entertain them. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Yep.
2 abstentions. So that motion carries 4-0-2. And I should let you know that our alternate, Jeff, welcome, is at the table as a voting member tonight. We're missing a couple of members tonight. As of the moment, Anthony Calabrese is not here, and we do not have either one of our members from the police department. So we're short a couple of people. Jeff, thank you and welcome. Okay, so we can move right along to item number 4. Just a quick little housekeeping matter. I do have another obligation tonight at 5:30, so I'm going to try to do 2 things. I'm going to try to move along a little quickly while still being fair, and I will need to cut out of here about 20 after 5-ish if we're not done, and then Mega will carry on. So I just wanted to let everyone know that. Okay, item number 4 is to hear, consider, and act upon a request for signs along Bureau Street. Somebody move that item, please?
Yes. So,
Do we have to move it for her to
Yeah,
do
I
the
think-
presentation?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
I'll do the introduction.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the request, but to clarify too, wasn't this for fire lane striping also?
Yes.
It is, yeah, okay. All right, why don't we let Mega move ahead?
So we have, this one start introducing, we have Jason the consultants who are working on 105 bio.
I'm gonna have to.
Can you also allow to share the screen with me?
I did around it.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you need to share the screen as well?
If I could, that'd be good, probably.
Okay.
Don't mind.
Okay.
So we have Jason today with us. He's a consultant working on 105 Biro Street. So he will start presenting only the section of the plan that has been affected by the parking. So Jason, you can start sharing the screen and we can start.
It's still telling me I'm not turned on to share.
I'm not allowed to share.
I just
Jason, while they're working on that, could you briefly identify yourself and your role, please?
Yes, I'm getting an echo on my end. I apologize if it's my fault, but my name is Jason Edwards. I'm the principal of J. Edwards and Associates Engineers and Surveyors. We did the civil design for this project. Now I can share. So just to clarify, am I supposed to just be discussing my understanding was there was two issues. The one was that during code review, we had been asked to, can everybody see my screen here?
Yes.
Yes.
You can see that this hatched area is a sidewalk. We had initially proposed that sidewalk up flush to the back of the curb. We had been asked to slide it back towards the building as much as we could to provide a buffer there for, I guess, snow storage and whatever else the town may want to use it for. So we've now slid it back to just about 6 inches off the building to accommodate that request. And we did the same where we could on this side here. We do have an entrance coming out of the building on this area here, so we had to sort of make that all curb there, or all sidewalk. So that area is sidewalk, and then it comes back into, well,
I see.
that one didn't hatch correctly, but that's all coming across there. So that was number one.
One second.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so
What, Jeff?
do you guys know what you're looking at? That it's an apartment building, where it is? Do you guys have context on this?
I know the street, for sure.
Do you know what the proposed, what's
Not-
being proposed?
Not completely
Yeah, so,
exactly.
because I mean,
Well, what was approved? It was approved.
Yeah.
but we,
so,
yeah,
yeah.
but do you want to, Jason, you want to just provide some context, because this
Yeah,
is,
60-second background.
Sure, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was thinking
That's fine.
you guys were there for all the other meetings. I apologize. New commission.
Thank you, Jeff.
So, yeah, this is the existing condition survey. This is a combination of two parcels, which is 105 Bureau and 300 Castle? Yeah, 300 Castle Ave, right at the corner of Bureau and Castle. This was part of the church property. Across the street was church. I think this was I'm drawing a blank on what the name of the building would be.
The rectory?
Rectory, that's it, yes.
Yeah.
This was the rectory, so they obviously are planning to demolish those structures and then create a new apartment building. I don't have the building, I can pull up the building plans if you give me a minute, but essentially you're gonna have 2 decks of parking. You know, all the parking is interior. Because of the slope of this, if you can see my mouse, everything slopes downhill from Bureau onto Castle. So there's a significant grade change there, that enough that it made sense to do double deck of parking with 2 separate entrances at each level. So we have a 2-way in and out going to the upper level from up on Bureau, and then we have a 2-way coming in and out at the lower level onto Castle down here. Now we've got I think the developers there, Eric is there, he can confirm this, but I think we had a 13-foot height clearance in here, so we have adequate clearance for you know, any emergency vehicles or any other vehicles that may need to get in here. Yeah, then you have elevators all to get up. The sidewalks would be connected around, as I showed you. And this is all just the rest of the, you know, more of the detailed stuff. But related to traffic, we do have a turning movement here for the fire engine, just to show that we can do it. We do have on the one side, we created we're using it as a dog park sort of walk area, but it's grass pavers. It allows for a fire engine to pull in here, back out, and come back out again. So that, you know, really is the summary of it. If I can take some questions if anybody wants clarification.
Yeah, Jason, could you just show me like where, like Route 1 is? I just want to, because the north arrow is throwing me off a little bit.
Castle's to the south.
Yeah, Castle's.
So the Biro is going up, so the other one at 108 Biro is
Is
to
up
the
over here where
left there,
up
north.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
So the plan should be rotated counterclockwise.
90
yeah, the
degrees.
north, I guess, is it?
No, south is Castle.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how we didn't catch that until this far. Huh?
Yeah.
kind of.
But if I could clarify what the request was based on
Please.
the review at the Plan and Zoning Commission. So based on the driveways, in order to maximize visibility and to allow for adequate fire department access, it was requested that there be a marked no parking and crosshatch fire department access along the frontage along both Castle Avenue and Biro Street. So as Jason's pointing out right now with the cursor, you can see that there's a crosshatch area just to reinforce that there shouldn't be any on-street
What's that,
parking
like 6 feet or so, or what's the crosshatch?
I think it's, yeah, I think it's 6 feet. It's either 5 to 6 feet. We still have a 24-foot wide travelway, which is the town's
So you've
standard.
got 12, 12, and 6, basically, right?
Something, yeah, it varies a little bit because it's not all parallel, but yeah, it's roughly.
Roughly, okay.
Vacant lot.
And how close, Emmeline, how close to the corner do
I
we
think
want the
right-
signage?
Yeah, I think right now it's already, I think leading up to the corner, it's already no parking, I think
Is
on
it,
Byro Street, but
Yeah, it is with signs, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
is it a typical like 25-foot distance from this sign to
I
the?
think it's no parking on all of Byro Street right now.
Oh, is it? I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a-
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that, okay.
Parking, along Byro, that's why we.
That
were
answers the
talking
question
about
then, okay.
But I think it was to also add no parking along leading up to the corner for Castle, but also in front of the development to allow for adequate fire department access to
Right.
the apartment building.
Okay.
Because it's 4
Right.
stories over 2, so they need the.
Alright. So from a planning and zoning perspective, is what they're asking for make sense to you guys based on the fact that you guys approved it and this was one of your
Yeah.
conditions, right? So you
Yeah.
guys are the experts I would defer to.
Well, we are deferring to the request by the fire department, so I think,
Okay.
given they've expressed a need to be able to have that extra space and room,
Right.
should they need it for emergency
Right.
services, for fire
Right.
department access.
So they've expressed, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay, that's what we're deferring to in terms of having them, having the requirement within their conditions that they come before this body to make that request.
All right. So they've made the request and we believe that what's in front of us now both satisfies their request and it is good for the plan.
I would agree.
Yes,
Is that fair, Jeff?
Yeah, so there's, Emmeline, should we, so this is 4, right? Is this 4 or 8? I mixed them up. 104?
105.
This is 105. So 108 is up the street, and so we'll be getting a second request for 108 because the turning movement on Byro is quite limited. So we'll probably need to make that whole street non-parking at some point. So
At
that,
some point.
yeah, okay.
Everyone involved is kind of aware of that, or it's not going to be a huge surprise when the second one comes that there's no parking and,
It's already no parking, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure the whole thing is no
That,
problem.
and then you have the street next to it, with, you know, because there's gonna be some access on Haley.
Yeah.
Too. I think they have multiple access.
I just want to make sure that the fire department, that, you know, since it is a request driven by fire department and
Yeah.
safety, that what we're doing here, from both their perspective and your opinions, accomplishes that goal.
I think we really, this underscores the need to get engineering and the fire department really closely looking at these issues, because this is such a different type of building than we've ever seen before in town. And so, it's really important for us to make sure all the right resources get involved. And also from a pedestrian safety, they put sidewalks in here. This building is actually more thoughtfully done than the other one, but we're creating a lot of demand on the streets with these buildings. And there's not really a good mechanism right now to systematically address these issues.
All those things. Yeah.
What
Is that
we're,
accurate?
Yeah, I think so.
we're actually voting on though is the request of no parking on one side right now. That's
That was my next question.
Yeah.
What's technically in front of us to say yea or nay to?
Well, and I would say it's also the fire department crosshatch.
Making the request
Yeah.
technically for them.
Yeah,
So it's two things.
right.
As long as we're clear on what those two things are and we're in agreement or disagreement, whatever that is, I just wanted to make sure that I was clear.
Now, I just want to, hey, Jason, can you just reiterate that we're still left with a travel lane that meets sufficient width? So that travel lane is at least still 10 feet wide?
We've got 24 feet, so for two-way travel there, I think that's the minimum for whatever the road designation is here.
Is it marked in the middle right now, or that's the sewer line, right?
That's a sewer line. I don't know if there's any striping on that road.
Okay,
I don't know
perfect.
that they're striking
It
it.
is right.
It's small,
But
so.
the cross hatching that they're showing, that's gonna remain cross hatching, no parking, right?
Correct.
That's what we're
So there's 24, so there's 12 and 12 for
Yeah.
cars, and then there's 5 or whatever it is for the crosshatch.
That's fine.
29 or 30.
I have to bring this up. I hadn't thought about this until, you were just talking about the other project. If they want to have the entire road hatched, should we reduce that to split the difference and put like a 3-foot hatch on either side so that you accomplish what they
That's
want?
the only thing, Jason, where I don't know what the fire department requires. Do you know, Frank?
I don't. Is there parking on the other side of the street now, though?
No, there's not.
No.
We
can
confirm that in the meeting. That's all right.
I mean, we'd be happy to make a condition of approval to, meeting with the fire department, getting their blessing on whatever plan, you want to put forward. We can go talk to them and then come back to zoning or whoever and work it through in that way.
Well,
We don't have to waste
I mean,
our
from a
time.
zoning perspective, does 3 and 3 make any more sense than 5 or 6 on one side? I mean, what is the general rule of thumb on that for something that looks like this?
I would defer
don't
to,
see
I mean,
any
I would defer to
I think they
Frank.
probably want it on one side, because
Yeah.
that's where the building's gonna be,
Yeah.
probably where they want to be able to pull up.
Yeah, it makes sense to me to do it that way too. I just wanted to bring it up.
No, it's good, it's a good question, thank you.
It appears there's parking on both sides of the street right now.
Right now. So it would be, but the request
That's why-
before us
yeah,
is just
just-
no parking on the building side.
Adjacent to building.
There's still,
To the
there's
building.
still houses across the street there.
Right. And as long as there's some room the fire trucks will get through. The key thing is you don't want parking on both sides with such a busy development.
Okay.
Well, that's why I'm thinking of approving this
Yeah.
request, but
agree.
we're still open for more discussion if needed.
Kind of sort of makes sense to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not the expert here on that particular issue, but sounds like it makes sense. As long as we open the possibility for further discussion when an adjacent or next building comes up, and certainly
Yeah.
that will, if that further decreases parking on either side of the street, certainly we'll have to involve our neighbors and all of those good things to make sure that we aren't
And the-
upsetting a neighborhood, right?
The Google Street View has 1 or 2 cars parked there, so somebody's parking on the other side, so.
Yeah.
But is it legal parking? I just don't.
Right
I
now
don't
it
see any
is. Right
signs,
now
the
it
street
is.
view's a
Right,
couple
that's
years
right,
old,
yeah.
but I don't see any signage.
That I wasn't sure about.
There is signage by the corner, I'm pretty certain, but I know.
Usually no parking here to corner and something.
That's probably your standard 25
Yeah,
or
right,
30
exactly.
feet,
25
whatever
from
it
the
is.
corner, yeah.
Okay.
This says June 2023.
Yeah, so it's a couple years old, so it could have changed.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to vote on the item here.
Both components of it?
The cross-hatching and the no parking, yes.
Which is what's before us,
Right.
is my understanding. I'll second, oh, go ahead. Frank will second that.
I'll second it.
Before we go to the public, any further comments on what we've heard so far? All right, I'm going to go to the public on this. Anyone in the audience here or online specific to what we're discussing? Okay, if not, back to the board. Final comments, questions, recommendations, concerns, anything?
No.
All right, if not, I'll go to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
I see 6, opposed, abstention. So we do carry 6-0 with some future considerations, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, nice to meet you.
You too, thanks.
Okay, so we'll go to item 5, which is to hear, consider, and act upon a request for time-restricted 3 on-street parking spaces along the 1080 block of Old Post Road, and that's in front of our library. So, who is to speak and present on that?
I'll just give the introduction and then I will turn the table to Scott.
Okay, Scott, welcome, Scott.
So Scott made an initial request just 3 weeks ago. His initial request was, and I did send it to Emmeline to look at it, so there's a change in it, anybody who has not seen the initial request. The initial request came as, is requesting a parking change for 6 one-hour library parking only, 9 AM to 4 PM. Parking spaces on the eastern side of Old Post Road adjacent to the library. So now from that 6 one-hour parking spaces, Scott has modified, that's no longer needed. Now he has reduced his proposal to 3 parking spaces adjacent to 1080 Old Post Road. So that's where we are. So I will just give it to Scott to present.
Yeah, Scott, come on up. You want to go to the podium, or if you're more comfortable at the table?
This is where I'm usually at.
I don't know, you're not gonna be on camera.
Why don't you join us at the table? We don't bite.
Head of the table here? Yeah. There you go.
Chair.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Mr. Chair, Officer Com is filling in for the police department.
Oh, okay,
All right, Megan, you should be good.
thank you. Welcome.
this town's library is incredibly busy, as most of you know. I know TPW knows. And since being here, I've been here for 4 years, the biggest complaint I have received has been about parking. Parking has been a nightmare because the library, is a place where some people come for 5 minutes, run in, grab a book, and run out the door. But simultaneously, we have so many early literacy programs, so many programs for seniors, so many programs for teenagers, and just a really full teen room. And just today, I was on the desk, and every study room, I think we have about 10 study rooms, every study room was full. So these are people who aren't just coming into the library for 20, 30 minutes. These are people who are coming and spending an extreme, sometimes 2 to 3 hours in the building. Our primary parking kind of provides good parking for that. But where we run into issues where we've gotten a lot of negative feedback is the people who just want to come to the library, run in the door, grab their book, grab a book off the shelf and go. Kind of an express experience. And the police department can tell you, we have a lot of fender benders in our parking lot. And most of the time when I talk to the patrons that get in these fender benders, they're those people who are like, I just wanted to run into the library and drop off a book and pick up a book. So my staff provided me some older pictures of the building for another project. And in those pictures, I noticed that the parking spaces that we're suggesting or requesting, those were actually parking spaces before the renovation in the 1990s. So that had been parking in the past. So my thought is we provide 3 spaces for people to be able to park quickly, come in the door, there's that door right there, borrow material, maybe look at the shelf for a little bit, and then be on their way. And that will limit the amount of kind of driving through the parking lot and might actually create some additional spaces for people to use for story times and programs.
Thank you, sir. That's a good synopsis of what you're looking for and what your need is and what your patrons are looking for. That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, to the board members, questions, comments, additional input on this? Megan, I know you had a couple, I had a couple, but please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions. So we did a site visit. I went on site and I also had the sketch prepared by our intern regarding, so this is just for discussion purposes. There are 2 questions that I have. One is that we found in the field that there is an existing sign in place which says no parking from here to corner, which is this. I will put my cursor over here.
That's the 60 feet, right?
Yeah, that's 60 feet from this sign till that corner. So that's one question I have, that why this sign was placed, who placed the sign, who approved the sign, and what was considered to place the sign. So that's one question I have. I wish if fire department was here, I did invite them. We definitely need an input for fire department regarding these spaces. So that's one question.
Can you hold the fire department thing for a minute? So within the fire department bucket of questions would be a couple of things, I think. One of them is turning and being able to make the turns. And the other thing is building access in case of incident. So I don't know what their answers are. I'm sure there is one. But those are the couple of things that come to mind is what the fire department might be able to answer for us. Turning and getting in the building if something happens, right? I just want to make sure that we don't block their access to the building in case there's an emergency.
Scott, maybe if not, do you know if the fire department has a fire lane or an area designated?
Not that we know of.
They don't have a lane in here along
No.
the parking, okay.
So I'll tell you, I'm usually present for most calls. Sometimes they will park on the street. Sometimes they will park in the parking lot.
Sometimes they come right in.
They come right in, yeah.
Really? Okay. How the heck do they get in there and turn around? They must back
Yeah,
out.
those guys can drive, and ladies can drive. So,
It's hard to get through there with a car.
And a lot of our calls are typically police and ambulance.
Okay, so the smaller vehicles.
Smaller
Yeah, they aren't ladder
vehicles.
trucks and stuff like that. Okay. So we would want to get some input from them just to make sure that we're doing the right thing. Okay. Sorry, Megan, go ahead, please.
So that's one question I have from the fire department. We'll wait for them to get their feedback. Second question is regarding this restricted parking spaces. The time I would like, so you are requesting from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. only for 1 hour parking.
Yes.
The question is enforcement. Who will be enforcing? That's for police department, maybe? For who will be enforcing those hours, and what about during the weekends, Sundays, how we
We're
are
open
enforcing?
Sundays.
From, yeah, okay. Any time when there's a holiday, vacation, like when it's off time, so how we are handling that situation?
Did you envision these as being just 1 hour parking or library 1 hour?
Library 1 hour.
So that's important, because a standard sign would say 1 hour parking, and if I wanted to go into the bank or go to a restaurant and I couldn't find a parking spot, I might park in front of the library.
That's a great question, I didn't think of that.
So it
Okay,
would
so you're
strictly be
asking
for libraries.
specific 1 hour library in and out kind of a parking, okay.
What were the hours again? Sorry.
9 to 8?
9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
9 to 8.
So what would a spot like that, whether it's dedicated to a building or even just dedicated to 1 hour, what would a spot like that convert to in the off hours at night? Like, no restrictions, or it would just convert to you can park there all night if
It
you
would
wanted
be no
to?
restrictions, yeah.
Okay,
Because it's not a no parking zone, it's still a parking.
so it's still a parking
But
spot,
I
right?
don't, I mean,
Okay.
I don't know that we have any, I think it's challenging in the public right of way to restrict to an individual building user. I don't think that we do that. So what I would recommend is
Good
if
question,
we
okay.
are, if we're kind of thinking about it and to meet the need, I think that you expressed to us,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you just further limit it to like no more than a half hour parking. But I think it's really, I mean, I think once you get to those tinier timeframes, it's really, I
It's
mean.
hard to manage that.
I think Sergeant
Yeah,
Com
okay.
can speak to this, but it might be,
Enforcement.
it's hard, enforcement is hard.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the time parking is always challenging, especially if it's a longer duration, because the officer has to come out there, note the
Yep.
car's there, and then come back, whether it's an hour, 2 hours later, to then
Yes.
again check it to be able to enforce it. And as far as the reserved for library use only, that is really difficult for enforcement.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Sergeant.
It's, you don't really have a way of if you pull up, you don't have a way of knowing if the person's in the library or.
Correct.
So unless you were there when they got
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's gonna be hard to police for
And I
either you
can tell
folks
you,
or us, yeah.
Policing our parking lot, which is my job, is not always easy.
I can
Yeah.
only imagine. So those are a couple questions for the police to think about, whether it's enforcement, whether we can actually do it, whether it's 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 24. So we have a couple follow-ups with the police department on that.
If you don't mind, so if for some reason everything seemed to work out, because a lot of it you said was to go in and go out, would you be opposed to a 30-minute?
30 minutes, I'm not opposed to.
Okay, I just want to
Oh,
make.
good, thank you.
I'll ask him while he's here rather than later, so.
Right, and,
Can I ask another question as
yes,
well?
ma'am.
Is it possible to do this as a demonstration? Like for 30 minutes, can you do a trial for the 30 minutes and see how it works?
Well, people will park because I see that people are desperate, need parking. The whole on-street parking is full, even with the demonstration.
Right,
They're going to, the whole question right now boiling is how we are going to enforce this parking strictly to half an hour strictly for library use, because I know people who are going to the restaurants across the street, they try to park it here and they walk there. So getting this parking spaces, the only question, one of the question is the enforcement. If there is a very good enforcement, then yes, you can do demonstration with enforcement.
Yeah.
I don't see much difference that it will make with the demonstration.
well, you know,
The half-hour time limit though, will.
having a couple, 3 extra spaces that are available on Friday night when you guys are closed for folks to get over to the restaurants, that's not a bad thing.
That's a positive.
You know, we can find a positive there. And the other thing about flexibility is, and I don't know whether we have any sightline issues or not, as far as coming out of your driveway and looking or anywhere else, but as far as the number of spaces, if we got to a point where 3 didn't make sense, but 2 did, is half a loaf better than no loaf?
Well, that's why I asked for 6 originally, hoping for
That's
3.
fuzzy math though, right there.
But yes, I mean, 2, I would
Anything
really
more.
hope for 3, but anything would.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of throw some
Yeah.
thoughts out there, just in case that becomes a gating issue when we have to make a decision. Okay.
I just have a question for Megan. So we went out and measured the
Yes.
All right, that's
We
good.
took
Okay.
the measurements, just
So you
to,
have 20 feet from the center line to the curb, so
Yes.
doing 9 foot for the
Yes,
space, you have
it's
plenty
11
of
feet.
travel lane left.
It
All right.
it is, okay.
I
Okay.
mean, that we could even reduce to 8 if we had.
If you
Well, I
had to.
think that's fine.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And I
When I
guess,
saw it, that was my
Yeah.
one thought, was just making sure there was enough of a travel lane left. to
Right.
keep it
The
up.
other, just for discussion, because it comes up quite often, is if we treated this as a roadway, all right, you have a completely different set of circumstances for intersection site distance. If it's a
Right.
driveway, it's a little bit more flexible. But
Right.
even when you have parking, the ITE and the Connecticut DOT do not consider, in general, parking as a site distance obstacle. But we all know you park a SUV somewhere
Or
and
a
it's
box
there for,
truck.
right.
Yeah, you can't see around.
It makes it difficult. And so this is one of those things, going back and forth. Because if you go by the letter of the law and you wanted 100% never allow, an accident due to sight distance, well, then the whole thing and probably another 200 feet south here
Would
would
be
be
a-
no parking.
would be-
Obviously, that doesn't solve a problem.
that does now.
But I just want to let everybody know the thinking.
Right.
And so a lot of times what you do is you'll do your sight distance line, and as long as you have enough time where people can see somebody coming out,
Yep.
because again, you're supposed to be, the sight distance is measured 10 feet, but if they stick out, but they're still, they're still at the curb line, a car can see them coming the other way, and so
Yeah, yeah.
there's a little
Common
bit more
sense.
flexibility. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure, because if somebody was totally against that idea,
Sure.
then that's a different story. With that idea, then yeah, it's a matter of just whether 2 or 3.
Or
and-
whatever.
and- Right, and
Okay.
with the fire department and all that, yep.
And certainly, we want to help our friends at the library out. I do have one other question, though, and I don't know, sometimes, I guess it's a question for the crosshatch. I know it's not a bike lane per se, right, but it probably gets used kind of as a pseudo bike lane. So do we want to, before we interrupt this crosshatch that goes for quite a distance here, do we want to talk to the folks at Bike Ped just to make sure that we haven't encroached physically on a plan that makes sense to them, or is that not an issue whatsoever?
I would run by
Is
them
it-
because
is it-
I have not heard from any definite answers from the members.
I just don't know what their feelings
So
could
I
be.
feel like we should definitely run by them to get their feedback and how they feel about
What their
this.
thoughts could be.
On the thought regarding this on-street
Right.
parking.
Yeah.
And,
I'm-
and another, yeah.
Just quickly,
Actually, on that thought, the Bike and Ped Committee meets tonight.
Yes,
Chances are I'll be working late tonight.
okay.
I can present that and at least get an idea from the Bike and Ped, and maybe they could even do a formal vote if they approve it,
Right.
you know.
Is Sarah on?
I mean,
No.
I will keep it as an open discussion for now
Discussion,
because
sure.
we are still processing
Right.
I think
everything.
that's a great idea.
Okay.
So
I mean-
just,
I got you. If they decide to vote, that's fine, but
Yes.
I won't force a vote. I got you.
What is their, what is the collective nuance between the bike lane and the crosshatch? I know that they kind
I
of,
don't think that's intended for a bike lane. I think that was intended to be a crosshatch for a drop-off area.
Yeah,
If you
Is that the case?
notice the
Okay.
sign it. I mean,
Jeff's gonna point it out.
Maybe I'm not-
You see the Sharo, Jeff? Is that what you're pointing? I knew that's what you were going for.
there's just.
If not, I have the picture
Yeah,
here.
but I have,
You can see it here on this one, Sharrow in the road.
maybe it's a non-issue, I don't know.
Kevin, if you look just to the south of the library, there's a pavement mark called the Sharo.
oh, I have here, look, these are the
Okay.
pictures we are taking.
A little bit more the other way.
So the bike lane is penciled in here.
Lane.
No, you're supposed to share the road with cyclists.
You just share the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this one here, this.
They were
So
using.
it looks like a bike lane, but it's not a bike lane.
Further south, it's striped at about 7 feet and it's parking.
Yeah,
Back here.
parking, or if there's nobody
Yeah,
parking,
or if
it's a
someone
bike
else uses it
shoulder.
as a shoulder.
Okay, that makes sense.
And if I can share one other concern, that hatched lane often becomes a second lane.
Turn lane.
Turning lane.
I mean, staff have almost been hit, I have almost been hit. My car, actually 2 weeks ago, almost had its mirror taken off by someone not just using it to turn, but literally just going down
Using
the
it for a
strip lane.
lane. Yeah,
So
Jeff.
related to that, if you could go, oh, you've got that one up here. So this area right here, to echo this is one of the most dangerous corners in town. It would be great if we could have this be a full curb extension here and making
Daylight.
something.
bulb out, like,
So people did not use this as an extra lane as they are now. Is that?
The library would fully, you're talking my language, the library would fully support
Everybody here, the
that.
bike and ped committee, because this is the most dangerous intersection. So Bill, and Frank, are we, where does the dedication end for the state?
Oh, I just at the intersection, so till that, you see, till that,
Stopped bar, like,
stop,
maybe? Yeah.
go to the crossbar, just, yeah, that's where this technically state will stop, that's where the state
So
jurisdiction
should we
stops.
take this as an opportunity to put a bulb out here? Like, I don't, they're horrible to look at, but like on Fairfield Avenue in Bridgeport, you know, they put the flex posts in.
Yes, yes.
Can we, since we're touching this, can we extend, because I think you could put another parking space in here.
Well, here, that's where we have to discuss this with
Okay, so
fire department and how.
What we don't want is to have this be a illicit parking space.
No, so I'll explain that. I wanted to actually explain this. So technically, from that stop bar till that, yeah, from here all the way down till that end, go to the driveway, all end to the driveway, yes. That's 158 feet.
Okay, 158, okay.
So what happening right now, we have only 158 feet left. I want, first of all, we want to know how much space the fire department needs. Do they really need 60 feet or do they need less than 60 feet for a fire truck? I don't know how much space they need.
Access
for
to
a
the
fire truck.
building.
Access
We
to
can't
the
answer that without,
Building,
yeah.
gotcha.
access to the
Fire
building.
lanes.
So do they really need 60 feet or they need less than 60 feet? And then first question is that, and second question that I have is a sightline issue because leaving just 32 feet, is this enough for the sightline? Or if fire department say we need 60 feet, then we have only left with 32, so the question is with the sightline. So we are actually juggling between this fire requirement and the sightline requirement, keeping those 2 points in mind. We can only accommodate those 3 spaces as I have shown on the plan. So now, to your point, if you can use that, if you can, you can bring your curb extension, or you can accommodate within that 60 feet, or you can accommodate something within 32 feet, that is contingent on the fire department decision and also on the sightline. So that's where we are for now, not knowing what exactly is going in those 2 ends.
I believe, because we run into this half dangerous on fire rigs, I believe that you have to be able to approach from 2 sides. And the 2 sides would be this side on Post Road and right here. I think you meet that requirement. There are parking spaces here though, right?
Yeah, that's all parking. There isn't the fire lane there. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, we
wait
have
for
to
the
get-
fire department.
Yes.
Yeah, so we,
Let's
yeah,
wait for the fire department and sightlines to be more cleared up.
because it's possible there's room for 4 spaces. It doesn't have to be less. I mean, we just don't know yet.
For curb extensions, again, the fire department has to really tell us in clarity, we need the space
But
fully.
curb extensions, you could put a mountable curb in, you could put in the flex post, that.
You could also do that within 25 feet of the corner anyway, because
Right.
you're not supposed to park there.
Right,
regardless.
right. That-
So I guess my
A flex post, you don't have to worry about curbing.
Yeah, there's some
My ask is, since we're touching this, if we could make it a little safer, because this is, because the other big issue, you don't really see it here, because I park in the bank, and you can't cross the street here. There's no place to cross the street, and this is a natural place to cross the street, this mid-block area. I don't think we can address it now, but if you see something that jumps out at you, because when I did this with Delgado the other day, we walked back here, back from behind, and that, it's a clear path, and you end up here, and then you want to go over to Sherman Green, and you're like.
Yeah, you can't.
There's nowhere to go.
It's fog.
That would be an opportunity for a crosswalk, right where you just had your
The
hand.
bank's got there's a double curb cut at the bank.
Yeah.
I've got it here, but just while we're looking at
I
it,
think we should take a look at that, Jeff. I think that
Well, we-
there's an opportunity there to provide
So-
more safety access.
There's been several members of the public who have come to me
Yeah.
and said they want a crosswalk there. that's where all of my, because many of my staff park in the Sherman Green.
Yep.
So they have to
So
cut
they
across.
have to cross and they walk
Absolutely.
across, so
Sure.
that's staff have
That's a
requested
separate
that.
proposal.
But it's an interesting concept.
It'd be nice if we could holistically look at,
We did look at this intersection when we were doing the new sidewalks. I did present it to Police Commission back 2 years ago. I did had a conceptual plan. I still have that.
Can you share that with us at some point?
Yes, and then what I did was, you see, the wider curb radius is the biggest problem because it speeds and that makes more crossing distance. I mean, more problem is that wider.
Wide, yeah, the wide radius.
Rather
yeah.
than, that is still not that wide, so we wanted to, we proposed a curb extension, so that's a state road. State said no to me because of the alignment. When I spoke to the state, they told me, do anything you want on your road, but not on the state. That was the answer. And second thing, I did propose a rain garden, actually, where Jeff is pointing it out. I proposed a rain garden with a curb extension where it was kind of acting as a deal. I have a sketch, I'll share it with you. We presented to the police commission and also DOT, they wrote the letter to the DOT, and DOT's answer was, because it was, the Old Post Road was not in alignment with the Umpqua Road because it's kind of not very aligned road. That was one thing that DOT was concerned, and they were not very, and the on-street parking along Post Road was another issue. When we spoke to state at that time, they said that you have to give up the on-street parking, which was hard to give up the on-street parking along Post Road. And third, that's why these things were, so just to let you know, we have looked into that.
That's a little off our.
It's a little off our radar for
now,
here, for
but
sure.
it's good for future thinking. And I just want to add one thing on that is the town has applied for a Safe Streets for All grant and demonstration. And there's also a program in the state with the DOT for quick build demonstration programs. So we can apply for that. They're not accepting any installations until April next year. But that's something that we could look into over the winter so that if approved by the state, we could put that up in spring, so, yeah.
Interesting.
On actually both sides, like Megan said, that really wide. We were thinking colored pavement, we were thinking bollards, whatever.
Everything was turned down
At that time.
Yeah.
at that time.
Okay. All right, so I would propose that
just
we.
one real quick question to
Yeah,
follow
go
up.
ahead.
So Mega, thanks for looking at it. I guess back to, you know, not taking no for an answer. What was the state's, I'm just looking at what was the state's, so they basically said that Old Post Road and Umpqua didn't align, and that's why they want to keep that big radius?
That was one of the reasons that they did not allow that curb extension.
If the curb extension touches the state curb, then they have major say.
Well, then they
Frank, is
have say, yeah.
Frank, is there any way, because this is an extremely,
We do the demonstration.
We should wait till we have the,
Yeah, I
knowing
think
that
so. I
Kevin
think
has to
that's
leave
fair.
early.
sorry.
We should wait
That's
till we
fine.
have the
You're good.
diagrams from Mega so that we can see exactly what she was asking them to do, and
Yeah,
then,
so why
We
don't
got our
we?
wheels thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why don't we circle back on this? Why don't we do this? Let's take no action, and let's not even set a date for a next agenda item or vote on this, because there's a few moving pieces. We have a number of questions for bike ped, for fire, for police, for engineering, and then we have this larger issue that might encompass the area and provide even more relief for you and your neighbors and the people trying to walk that may weigh into this as well. So, I mean, we have the micro, and we have the macro kind of opportunities here. So why don't we take a step back? It's a great idea. We love you guys, and we're here to help you as much as we possibly can. So thank you.
Thank you.
And why don't we take that approach?
yes.
Okay.
Good.
So we have some homework, but we have some great ideas. All right. Scott, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll go to item 6, which is to hear, consider, and act upon new signs and markings for the following streets. Mega, the floor is
Yes,
yours.
so I will start with this. So I just want to start with one thing. This month, we received at least 23 requests for the traffic, just to let everybody know.
So hold that thought. I'm going to interject here. Megan and I have talked a couple of times about this. You know, we're still, I mean, we're 6 months, 7 months off the ground here, and there's been a change of administration. And there's just a lot of moving pieces inside these buildings right now. And this committee is still new. We're getting inputs from a number of different people in directions in different volumes, and they're hitting different desks on the way in. So there's still some work to do administratively to complement this group and to support this group. And my conversation with Christine Vitale is going to be along the lines of, I really do think that we need some formal administrative support to handle these inputs. They're coming into mostly your desk, but they're coming into other people's offices and phones and desks and emails, and it just kind of feels like a blob of spaghetti at times. It's very overwhelming. And it's not efficient, and it's certainly not something I'm super comfortable with. You know, I don't think that when we all started, we realized all of these things. I'll speak for myself. And I do think that we need some staff support specific to what we do, not just somebody else's time when they're not doing the 30 other things that their job requires them to do. You know, maybe it's a part-time person for 10 or 15 or under 19 hours a week. But clearly, if we're going to funnel all of this stuff and all of these great ideas and all of these projects through the 7 or 8 of us, administratively, we need some, you know, it's now evident to me, unless you guys disagree, I'll shut my mouth, that we need some administrative support from the building here to help organize and understand it and flow it. So I'm going to be speaking to Christine. She might throw me out of the office.
She will not. This is housing,
It's
housing and
important.
traffic are the 2 biggest issues in town.
Yeah, it's important. It really, really is.
Right, Chief?
Absolutely.
And not just because it's crazy season with the election. It's they're big issues.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Those are the
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
biggest issues in town, traffic
Yeah.
and housing.
Yeah, and if we're going to be great at this and get better and better and better, I do think we need some infrastructure from, you know, from the town to be successful. So anyway, go, sorry.
Thank you. So let's start with this. So we received 23 complaints this time.
That's a lot.
Out of which 7 are directly related to new signage and markings. Others are just for sidewalks, cleaning went to DPW, and there is a traffic push button which we will be taking care with DOT. So we have sorted all the complaints out for September. These are the ones that are for FTA approvals. So I'll start with the school zone signs at Beverly Road. Now, I invited the school today because I feel this is also should be considered by the school, the safety, because it's on their property. So we can read this here. So this is a complaint that was submitted by Keeler to us. This is 309 Beverly Road, Fairfield. Cars speed in and out of Walter Fitzgerald School in the morning and afternoon. Children on this quiet cul-de-sac have almost been hit. Please install more safety signs. So we went out to observe this whole area, and our intern went and took some good pictures. So this is what he's taking, that when he comes out of the school, this is how it looks. Right here, there's no sign at present. They are very minimum. There's only one sign at Beverly that alerts the drivers about the school. There is no other school zone signs. So as you're going here, this is how it looks. This is a gate, which is a very quiet, but the resident is saying that they are having a problem because cars are still speeding there. So looking at the Google imagery and going out, there is not even a single sign for school alert. So we are proposing all the school zone signs, warning signs, school warning signs ahead as per MUTCD compliance for along Burberry and around the school. That will be strictly with the school zone. I think over the MUTCD, but there are school warning signs that I'm talking about. Like there is a pedestrians and there is a school crossing sign, which is missing right now at Beverly Road as per the site visits.
You know if there's any speed limit signs?
There is no speed
No
limit
speed limit
sign.
signs?
There's no speed limit sign. There's only one sign that I saw was that just a school ahead sign at Berberry. So that's where I am, just proposing safety signage along Burberry and near sign and.
Can I ask a
Yes.
question? So with all the other schools, didn't we do a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit around the other schools? Did we do that? I thought we did around the schools.
Well,
Yeah.
I can speak, but since
Yes.
Mike's on the call, I'd rather hear it directly from the
Yes.
police department. If he doesn't know, I'll try my best, Mike, but I think you're a little bit more familiar.
Yeah, so we currently have 6 schools that were approved. This isn't one of them, and there are 6 more that are pending. And this isn't one of the second 6 either.
Right.
The goal is to get all of the school zones to 20 mile per hour, an hour in the morning during drop off and pickup, but it's a ongoing process.
Yeah, we were doing mainly the public schools with, thousands or hundreds of kids in. I don't know if there's any plans to do the smaller. I mean, obviously you have the nursery schools, you have schools, private schools, stuff like that. So I don't know, did the police department envision, or you haven't gotten that far yet?
Right now we're concentrating on the cars with the more traffic volume, the more
Right.
pedestrian volume in areas that where we've had issues. We don't have a pedestrian issue here. It's obviously not a high volume road. So for us, it's a low priority.
And then again, it's really compared to the public schools, and this process has taken well over a year of the
Correct.
police going back and forth just to get major schools done, which you'd figure are no-brainers, but it is a lot of effort, and certainly we appreciate the effort.
It was 6 months or more to get anything back from OSTA on approvals. And like I said, I think we still have 6 that we're still waiting for approval on.
That's correct.
So do we have a list of the sign, were you just thinking of the Pentagon school zone sign?
Yes, all the school zone signs as per MUTCD, like school ahead signs, school warning signs, all the signs.
School
So,
zone and school ahead sign.
signs and pedestrians make just, yield to pedestrian signs. Those are the 3 mains, because it seems like the resident is saying that the cars are speeding up and they're not aware of the kids around them.
Can I ask though, I mean, this is the alternative high school, right? So you have young, inexperienced student drivers is probably part of the issue,
Yes.
right? So I mean, I guess my question to Sergeant Com is, do you treat the high schools differently?
No, they're all treated the same. Like I said,
Okay.
it was a combination of factors. The road, how many vehicles are on the road, complaints, and crash data.
Okay.
And this being a dead end, it's on the lower end of all of those.
I have no problem, this is just my opinion, the school zone and the school sign. The yield to pedestrians, I just don't know how much pedestrian volume is there. I would rather see a speed limit 25 sign on as you're exiting the school and as you're entering the neighborhood.
20
How much?
Well, right now, it's 25. We can't do 20 because it hasn't been approved. You can't just set, the OSTA sets the speed limits. You have to request it.
We can't do 20?
No.
No,
we
we
have
have
to be
to get
approved.
approval.
From OSTA.
But at least for 25 miles per hour, as you enter the neighborhood off of Mill Hill, right? Is that right? And just as you leave, because again, it's the old adage of they dropped off their kid, now they're on to their next adventure or
Right.
next
Too
to.
late for work.
Yeah.
I will put it as an open-ended because I have to really go in the field to investigate. So for now, I will just put it as a school zone signs, which should be applicable on the street.
But there are no speed limit signs now.
No.
There is no,
So shouldn't we, I know there's always the risk of oversigning, but.
yeah.
Now, one in each direction, I don't think is oversized.
Right, no, I think 25 would be good, but is there, you guys know my viewpoint on physics being the real determiner of speed. A sign isn't going to do anything, right?
But it makes it enforceable if the police were
Yeah,
to
but
go out.
but look, we need to have engineering, education, and enforcement last. Like if we could put a speed bump in there, that might, address the issue.
So to the commenters, right now the request is strictly for some safety signs. We are just looking strictly at the request.
Right, but the request is identifying an issue. The issue is that there's a safety concern, a sign, in my experience.
Someday, this commission will have to take a look at that, but there's a lot of factors involved. We have a Safe Streets for All study going on. How do you do one neighborhood versus the other? And then it has to be budgeted and all that, so.
What if we're not talking about the public street? What if we're talking about the entrance to the school, which is,
That's a driveway. The school could always put it in.
School could do it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they could, yeah, if it's on their property.
Yeah, then we'd have no say on that, and we could recommend that.
Yeah. Because people aren't gonna slow down until we change the engineering of this, right? They're just not. It's not gonna happen.
That's more like a bigger term solution.
Right, longer term.
Right now, we are looking, not having one sign, not having even a safety sign over there makes a little bit more safety problematic. And so we would like to have signs installed so people are aware of the surroundings. But second step for a long term, yes, we can look into it.
But if we could recommend a sign go on the private property, that's within our jurisdiction and it might.
School zone, so this is why school was invited today to have their input on how this is managed. So we'll definitely get in contact to put any kind of signs on their property.
But I'm sorry, maybe it wasn't clear. Can we recommend to the school that they put a speed bump inside their property?
After the studies,
Recommend they do
something.
anything, I believe.
On
It's
their
up to them to do it or
private
not do
property.
it.
On their private property.
Yeah.
Countermeasures on the private property, they have to hire
Make
their.
them aware of the complaints of the neighborhood
Sure.
and putting a speed hump,
Yeah.
whatever.
High school
I feel like they have speed bumps at Ludlow, don't they?
They're, I think temporary, yeah, they take them
Yeah, I
in
think
and
they have
out.
speed bumps.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Strictly
if
only
you're
in the
treating a high school like a high school,
Yep.
where you've got those fun, fast, young drivers.
Right.
Yeah, no, they have permanent ones in there.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
That's what it
so.
is. I didn't know.
Yeah, and I mean, if
Around
we.
the back of the school.
I just want to avoid, paralysis by analysis, because somebody's going to get injured, hurt, and they're high school kids.
They're high school kids, that's part of it. They're high school kids.
Part of the problem.
It's part of the problem.
Yeah, we got high school kids here, and then we got the college kids
Yeah.
here, right? Then we have the senior citizens who can't see down here. It's,
So,
Do you want
alright,
us to
so-
hold off, or do you want a motion?
that's what I was gonna say.
I think we make a
No, we
motion
should
to approve these signs,
Yes.
and we have other things to think
Yeah.
about and/or recommend down the road. And that's what I would recommend that we do.
But I would be happy to, I would be happy to make a motion that says, we recommend that you also, to reduce speeds, we recommend that you install a speed bump similar to your treatment of the other high schools.
I would say recommend for any countermeasures, not specific countermeasure,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
depends.
yeah, that's a good point. They could do
Let's
something.
come back to the mo-
Example, you
let's
could
come back to where we were
measure
about that.
examples, yep.
Yes.
Yeah, why don't we hold that thought? Let's come back to the motion that we have in front of us. So the signs that are in front of us include, again,
Yes.
what are they again?
The school zone
School zone.
signs, speed limit signs, yield to pedestrian signs, I will say too. It will depend, but I will have to check, but we'll say speed.
Okay.
Or any other school zone signs that is MUTC compliant,
Anything that falls within that guideline, that's reasonable.
it's reasonable.
So that's kind of what is before us. We can make a second sensitive body recommendation to the board if we so choose to. All right? Is everyone comfortable with that? So that we can chip off number A?
Yeah.
Okay? Anything from the public on this one? Okay, back to the board. Let's vote on this. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions? Now, if somebody wants to make a quick recommendation that we have the board look at this, I don't know if we want to give them a firm recommendation because I think we need to go look at it, right?
Yes.
But, I'm hearing a sensitive body that we would like the Board of Education or the school itself to strongly consider looking at something else that might be that.
Well,
To help.
can I make a motion that we word it that should speeding persist, we recommend utilizing similar practices as you've used at the other schools, such as speed bumps, right? Can we add that language?
I will second that.
Okay.
That's a great.
I'm sorry.
added-
Can we do that as a separate
Yeah, we're just doing a
Yeah,
sense of the body it's a sense of the body recommendation to the board, to the Board of Education. I think that makes good sense. It opens up the concept to them to take this and not be good with this, but look at other things.
And forgive, I'm just for clarity, is this a town school or is this a private school? See,
No, it's a town school.
Town school, okay.
Yeah, it's their alternative high school.
Right.
All right? Any further
this is
discussion
town
on the recommended sense of the body back to the Board of Ed? From the public, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions, okay. Let's go to number 2, Mike.
Okay, so next one is the illuminated stop sign. I'm going to open that request. This is by Sergeant Khan. Sergeant Khan here.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
So-
Mount Laurel, right?
Yeah, Mount Laurel Road,
Illuminated, yeah.
intersecting Brookside Drive, request for flashing electric stop ahead sign similar to what Westport uses, notifying motorists traveling westbound on Brookside that there is a stop sign at Mountain Laurel. Illuminated stop sign. Sergeant Khan, do you want to talk about this?
There is a existing stop sign there. We've had a lot of issues with cars running it. We do a lot of enforcement there. So this was a request from a citizen. We get these a lot about the flashing ones. And the opposition, of course, is that there's a cost associated with it. I think we've looked into them, or the police commission looked into them before. They're pretty expensive. And the complaints from the neighbors would be the light emitting from the signs, not being pleasant if you live right in that intersection. But it's a sightline issue where the stop sign is ahead. Don't have a lot of crash history there, but we do have a significant problem with running the stop sign there.
So Sergeant, you feel, in your opinion, based on the work that that your teams have done, that this is a good idea, that this is something that helps and safeguards the area a little bit without creating too much fuss?
It certainly doesn't hurt. Typically you see these on more main roads, again, because of the aesthetic and the light, and then there's also cost associated with it. But it's certainly not anything that hurts. And to me, it's more of the appetite of of how much cost you want to spend in this particular intersection and what the neighbors, and particularly the people that live right at that intersection, have an appetite for.
Just a comment from the photos. The stop ahead sign doesn't look like it's at the proper height, but it looks pretty visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little weak.
The other is, it appears to be a red stripe, we call it bright stripe, where you illuminate, sort of a reflector, reflect the post. That helps there. I have seen the blinking sign. It's usually a bunch of red dots around the stop signs. A lot of them are solar. Being that the wooded area, I'm not sure how effective that would be in that area. Another option could be to print the word stop in front of the stop bar on the pavement. On the pavement.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing out,
Ideas.
observations that I have, quick observations. And then for the illuminated ones, like they had said, I would only strictly use them where there's other problems and other solutions have been resolved. Because obviously, we don't want to put up 500 of these. They said they were too expensive. But in the cases where we've tried other things and it's not working, they're not stopping, then I wouldn't mind putting one in. It's just that if it's solar, then I'm just looking at the picture, there's a lot of evergreens and a lot of leaf matter. I'm not sure if the solar one would work.
Yeah, that is a very dark area.
Yeah. So they already have the stop ahead, which again could be raised. They already have the post delineator. So the only thing that I could see is either you could do a bigger sign or you could put the word stop on there.
Can I ask though?
Sure.
You can do a stop ahead on the roadway too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do stop stop ahead even like 200 feet in front.
Because my
Like we do
thought
for
is,
some schools.
this area is it's very dark, like, especially at night, like it's
Sure it
very
is,
dark,
yeah.
there's no streetlights, the houses are spread further apart, but your car will pick up that print on the road. Like maybe that's.
Well,
maybe
you want to
like
do a
we-
stop ahead instead of stop, or both, or
Yeah.
Because it is, I imagine it's a
The
violation.
street view's a couple of years old, that stop sign, I don't know, we could look at that too. It's kind of old, so. Hopefully, you know, just upgrading it with
Yeah.
a newer retroreflective one might
Yeah,
help
if it's
too.
marked on the pavement, like you see it as you're driving, like it.
Yeah, I agree.
And it comes up to you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like.
Retrofit.
And I don't see a utility pole immediately in the area that we could tie in electrical wise, so it would have to be a solar one, and I'm afraid, because we had some issues with one of the RRFBs here. If they don't get enough sunlight, they may not work.
So am I hearing that we think that maybe taking a half a step here might make more sense than going all the way to this lighted stop sign? A couple other measures?
In this case, I would probably
Bigger, taller,
recommend
better sign.
denial, but then offer another solution.
Yeah, I think
Or well, what's the motion for it?
The
The
motion
specifically,
to deny it based on, I'm figuring it's gonna be a solar one,
Yeah.
and I have doubts that a solar, electrical or illuminated sign would work.
I
in
got
this
that, I got that
location.
part.
from a
Right, so what's-
from a procedural standpoint, how do we deny the flashing one while also
That's
saying we're gonna do you just, you make an
Absolutely.
amendment to it?
friendly
We can
amendment.
amend this to not do this, but in lieu of this, do these other couple.
Right, we've done that at the police commission.
Oh, 100%.
And then what
Yeah.
I would like to do too, just separately, is like do a little more research on the flashing signs too, just from our standpoint, because
Yeah.
imagine at the end of the day, we're gonna be the ones owning them if we start putting them in.
We
So
will. There's no question about that, Frank. So
That's what I wanted to check.
I would entertain a motion
Maybe
to,
looking at a
I would
standard.
entertain a motion to not do this and do, if you want to spell it out.
Yeah, so my suggestion, because we, this, is to amend the motion to say, we would like to address this problem with an alternate engineering solution that's been studied by engineering and
DPW and
yeah.
police if necessary. Yep.
acknowledge that there's a problem, but rather than putting in a flashing sign, say, we address it with something else. Because I'd love to see a raised intersection there.
All right, so let's not go down that road. Okay?
I'm just asking you to study it.
Right, so, somebody wants to make a motion to, we're not really denying, we're altering what's in front of us. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to acknowledge the issue, but to recommend an alternative alternative mitigation signage and painting
Engineer.
at the discretion of the engineering department
Okay,
and the Department of Public Works.
Because I don't want to foreclose a raised intersection.
Gotcha.
got it. I'll second that. I think that gives them a solution, at least a half a step in the right direction. It doesn't tie us, it doesn't marry us to the flashing light. And it gives these guys an opportunity to improve the sign, make it bigger, better, bolder, paint the street, and, let people know that we're paying attention.
Just for logistics, if we made a larger sign, we don't have to go back to the FTA for that. If we put the word stop or stop ahead.
Yes.
That's within your purview.
You want to say
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
okay to
I
do?
think, yeah, that's-
Okay, I just wanted, that way we don't
Yeah, I
have to
think
go
that's what we're
back.
saying.
I think that's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
Right.
We're giving you guys reasonable latitude.
Okay.
So go fix it.
Go fix it.
No, but at least it's in.
No, but let the professionals address this rather than, because a lot of these issues come up, people say, I want a sign, and that's not the right answer. They want a problem fixed, they don't want a sign.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so we have a motion that's been seconded on the table. Any other discussion on this? Anything from the public? All those in favor? Opposed, abstentions, 6-0. That's a good outcome. It's a good discussion. Okay, number 3.
Number
Right.
3 is yield to pedestrian signs or walk for pedestrian signs at Angkor Road. This is again a school problem.
Is there a crosswalk there now?
You skipped Edwards.
This is,
It's across from like Ludlow Middle School.
Yeah, that's the entrance, yeah.
It's like the entrance to the athletic fields though, right?
Yes.
Which one are you on? You skipped.
I'm on the yield to pedestrian signs, watch
Number
out.
3.
the exit of
I'm just
the
looking
middle
at your
school,
present, your deck here.
Ludlow Middle School.
Oh, didn't I share?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
one-
didn't share. I didn't share my screen. I thought I'm sharing, but I'm not. Okay, there you go.
How are we doing, Kevin?
I'm good. I'm good like 20, 25 after. I'm good.
Uh, So when
Well,
the
good things.
complaint is technically when you see these left turns, when they're making a left, this is how it looks right now from the fence. There's a fence and there
Oh, this
is.
one, okay.
Yep.
I should actually go back for maybe. So you see this fence here, and then when people are actually taking left, they are having a sightline issues to see the pedestrians.
Okay.
That's technically, that's what they're asking, to resolve this issue. There appears to be two crossing guards on the intersection of Umpqua and Mill Plain Road. Could you please consider moving one to the intersection in question to keep crossing after school safe for all? So they have, due to heavy brick fence at school in the stretch of the road, it is almost impossible to make a safe left turn due to visibility issues.
We've got a new zoning reg that addresses this, but I mean, they gotta move that post, right?
It's not gonna happen anytime soon.
You mean this pillar here?
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah.
about?
Because right now, we've got a new zoning reg that,
If you kind of remove that last section,
Yeah.
That solves a lot of
All right, so we
problems.
have it on the table. Sergeant Com, would you like to speak to this since you brought it forward, please?
Certainly, it's definitely a sightline issue. We get a lot of complaints about it, whether from the Board of Ed or through our school safety unit. And just from experience trying to pull out, as was stated, making a left turn for cars coming down because of the fence. It is very difficult to see and you have to really pull out pretty far. And you get a lot of foot traffic there as well when schools get coming in and coming out. So it's a very dangerous intersection for cars pulling out.
Okay.
Sergeant Com, have you spoken to Mr. Papa George about this at all?
I believe Lieutenant Mike Stahl is in charge of our school safety unit, has spoken to him about
Okay.
this issue.
Okay.
who's Papa George?
He's the facilities, yeah, he's. the
I
facility-
did emailed him this request, too, so he is aware, but
He's aware of it?
hopefully, I think he's busy with that.
Yeah, this has definitely been on the radar with the Board of Ed and our school safety unit.
Okay.
Can't they, I'm just looking at here, they just need to remove that last post. Right?
That would certainly help.
I think it would solve the
if you
problem.
remove that last and even just got rid of that last section of fence, basically.
And I could be wrong, I'm not sure about historically, I think it was an entrance rather than an exit, so it wasn't as much of an issue.
Yeah,
I could be
it
wrong.
was. It was an entrance, yeah.
Yeah, so that sightline issue wasn't really a problem
used to be
until it
one way,
became
now
an
it's
exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I helped design that one. That's
Where
how-
would the yield to pedestrian sign go, right as you're coming out, right here? Is this where it's going? Is that
Yes,
what
it
you're
will-
talking about?
It should be where the
Right here?
sight line is,
Okay.
yield to pedestrians,
Yeah, we got-
and watch for
You gotta trim those
pedestrians.
trees too.
Okay.
And that's for the sidewalk, correct? Pedestrians coming down the sidewalk?
Not people trying to cross Umpqua itself.
Yes.
Right,
So,
I-
it's- I think
crossing the driveway on the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just have watch
I
for.
think it's just the pedestrians on the sidewalk crossing across the driveway entrance.
Yield to pedestrians if it's MUTCD.
What
Yeah,
about
somewhere
turning
here.
right?
Yeah, it's definitely a significant issue.
Turning right?
You probably have the same issue, it's just easier because you're not looking across.
Yeah, but you
trying
can't see
to
the,
look
you
both
can't see
ways.
the pedestrians.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna move the one column or the post, and then it might be the other one. We've had,
But I see a do not enter sign here now. This
we
is
might be looking at an older one.
2020, July 2024, it's a year old.
Yes, there's a do not enter sign because it's
coming
one
out.
way out.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
But it should just be in.
No, 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 no,
Should
no.
just be out.
It's not two-way.
No,
It's
it
only
used to be, 10 years ago, it was in.
Right.
And then the lines were too long where the drop off was.
Oh,
So
okay.
it backed
they
up on
made,
the road,
yeah,
so
so then they
switched it.
made it, they switched it around.
Is exit only.
Exit only, correct.
Okay. So Sergeant Com, are you comfortable? I mean, even though there's bigger issue pictures here, it looks like down the road with that post and all these other things, the consensus is that doing this, it will at least help? And
Oh, absolutely,
satisfy-
yeah, absolutely.
It's not a perfect solution, but
Nothing is.
But shouldn't we just tell them to take those two posts out though?
I mean, if they
We can
need
we
to-
could recommend, the reason why I'm not sure, yeah. The
I
reason
think we
why-
should, yes. I know there's budgetary impacts with doing it too.
Right, so that's why I'm wondering
But-
whether
That was
there's,
cheap.
But it also involved a lawsuit at one point is why that whole thing was done, so there's a little bit more history to that, that's all I'm just saying.
Well, we can still recommend it.
Oh,
If
yeah,
it's
that's
not
what-
possible, then it's not
Yes.
possible.
It's dangerous right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, and you certainly emphasize.
Speaking of budgetary impacts, if you did keep it, you could kick it back, but then you might lose a tree.
All right, so,
But just take those last two columns out,
Yeah.
take that
But I mean,
section.
if there's a reason that it has to stay there, kick them in so they're not out by the edge of the
Like
road.
they're on an angle.
Right, so they come in and, so that
Right.
you're past it. when you-
so why doesn't somebody make a recommendation to accept this? And we also would recommend removing of X, Y, and Z.
Removing or relocating. Because if they got money
I don't
to,
care what they do with it, as long as they move it,
Remove or relocate.
Yeah, right.
whatever. If somebody wants to wordsmith that.
You wanna
and
go
if-
for it, Jeff?
If they
Go
don't
ahead.
want to do it or can't do it, if they don't want to do it or
don't
can't
get you
do
in
it,
trouble.
No,
that's fine, but we, all right, Jeff, go ahead.
So I move that they add the signs that were recommended and remove or relocate the stone columns that are currently a sightline obstruction at the exit of the driveway.
I'll second that. Discussion on the item before us as amended. From the public, back to the body. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? All right, 6-0. Good, that's a good outcome. We're approving things and making recommendations. I like it. All right, you're up, deer crossing.
Okay, so we have a deer crossing. Yeah, it came through FTA, but okay, let me just see this to refresh my memory. This comes- yeah.
I'm just gonna make a motion to approve that. I can see that the vegetation on the other
Yeah.
side is really delicious.
Yes.
And I can see why a deer would wanna go there. I get it. I get it.
Are you a vegetarian?
No.
What's the location?
It's Nanopage in,
It's
Black Rock
not,
Turnpike.
Yeah, it's where
Right,
Black
by the
Rock
Congregational Church.
Yep.
Yeah, right
There's
across,
that nice
yeah,
little wooded area across the way, and if I were a deer, that would look delicious.
that's where you would go.
You know?
Either there or my backyard.
Right, exactly.
okay, so there, yeah, so if everybody is okay with
Well, I don't know very much about deer signs, so I have to say, if you guys are good with this one and it makes sense, and we haven't.
Typically, because you could put them anywhere in Greenfield Hill. Typically, if it's a known area or like Emmeline said, this is a highly wooded area in an urbanized area,
Yeah,
then
okay,
it would
that's-
make
that's-
sense for that. The only other thing I'd throw in that, Megan, do you know, do we need DOT approval on this? Black Rock Turnpike's a state road.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I guess you should
We
ask,
need
yeah.
encroachment.
I missed
Okay.
that.
All
I
right,
missed
All right,
that.
so why don't we hold on this one? Why don't we bring this?
No, we would approve it and forward to the
Subject to.
state.
Subject to
Okay.
approval from DOT.
It sounds like Frank just made a motion.
I think Frank did it.
Frank's motion.
I make a motion to approve the deer crossing sign with the condition that we get approval from DOT.
Temporarily there permanently.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
Seconded, I'll second.
Mr. Hurley seconded. Any discussion?
No,
All those in favor?
I,
All right, opposed, abstentions? 6-0. Wow, we're moving along. All right, number 5.
okay, this one is, I don't know if anybody is from the public today, but this one, we received, I think police department received a petition for no parking at Reef Road, because people making left turn from Cummings to Reef Road, they have a sightline issues because of on-street parking. We received a petition saying that our neighborhood is extremely concerned as pulling out of Cummings onto Reef is often completely blind and very dangerous. On 9/5/25, a moped driver without a license was driving recklessly and crashed down Reef Road and plowed directly into another vehicle turning left out of Cummings and onto Reef. There is a police case number also given. Fortunately, this time there was no injuries, but without these signs, more accidents and injuries are in. We are a neighborhood with many young families, so often children are sitting in those back seats exactly where a vehicle is driving down Reef without would hit. we are begging the police department to step in before someone is injured. We have submitted a petition in the past, and officers have come out and parked those Cummings to observe, but never for long enough to truly understand why this is so dangerous. We love our neighborhood and we just want to feel safe here. Thanks very much for your consideration and for all the job and all that you do for this town. So this is, we received via mail as well as via email. And this is a petition. I'm going to share my screen really quickly just to let everybody aware. There are a lot of people who have signed this.
Is it, can I just clarify, so it's both on Cummings and Reef? that
No,
they want?
just on Reef.
Just on Reef, okay.
So the-
I'm happy to make a motion. I
Yeah.
think it makes sense.
So we did some investigation, we went out, Bill went out, and he has some recommendations as well.
How far back, Bill, do you think, from the corner, 25?
Well, we had gone out and,
I'm gonna pull that sketch, yeah, let me.
yeah, I think they have a sketch for that.
Can we paint?
It's already
It's already
25 to the
Legally,
corner,
it's
Is it?
25 to
Even,
the
even though it's
corner.
not signed, I think legally it's already
Yeah.
25 from the corner.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, we were,
So we could add the signage.
We are going more, actually, we
we
discussed
were gonna go to
this.
40
40.
feet,
Okay.
but we could go more if need be. Well, again, this is similar to the library where the cars that are parking on Reef aren't gonna disappear. All they're gonna do is be
Yes.
moved somewhere. So you don't wanna get too far.
Yeah.
And on the one picture that is shown in the packet, it shows Cummings and Hedges.
Yes.
So to have it like no parking 200 feet is kind of a waste. The hedges are in the
Right.
way.
Yep.
But at least to increase it more than the typical 25 and then still allow maybe that one person who lives on Reef at least one spot, before their driveway. So we had suggested 40, which is basically 2 car lengths from the intersection. The other side, I don't know if anybody's parked there or not, so I'm recommending 40, but if somebody felt strongly, they can go to 50.
Could we create a curb bump out and put a crosswalk there?
We just put a crosswalk, I think a block away. So we probably wouldn't,
There's one, 2 blocks away.
2 blocks away, okay. Yeah. So that one we just put in.
But is there any reason you wouldn't?
Again, it's one of those things, could be under future consideration.
But you're effectively putting a bump out there.
Well, right now, it's just a no parking.
Just putting up
Just
no
putting no parking. So, no, the signs are good enough. If there's still a violation, then that would be our next step, is then to cross
Can you
hatch.
hatch and paint? Because, I mean, people aren't gonna pay attention.
That's not necessary. Usually they do. I mean, if it says no parking, near the corner, if they do, and especially Reef Road, somebody on patrol comes by.
We're there all the time.
Yep. That one, you're right, way up north, maybe not, but in this case, they patrol the weekends.
Patrol, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of activity down there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a very active area.
Under heavy police surveillance.
Well, yeah,
So I guess,
right.
Bill, to clarify, are you okay with 25?
Oh, no, we would increase
Recommend
it to
40.
You're
a
recommending
minimum of 40, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. This seems reasonable.
Yeah.
40 is
Motion?
basically 2 long cars, right?
All
right.
Go ahead, you go.
I'll make a motion to approve the no parking signs 40 feet from the intersection on both sides of Cummings.
And on this
On
one,
Reef Road.
Reef.
And I'll second.
this would be, from the corner, which on that, the 40 feet is just for our sake, it's the PT.
Point of curvature.
Okay.
We can also specify center of the line of the intersection, but that will do internally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Any further comment on this from the public? All right, back to the board. Further comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? That's 6-0. So Megan, I'm gonna turn over to you. I do need to race out. I do apologize. but
So close, we tried.
I almost.
Yeah,
No, these are great
If this is
discussions.
something that could last 1 minute, or if you want to,
Go
we
ahead.
can discuss it. It was just one of those things, I know we had some pressure from Sacred Heart to sign a document.
I signed it already.
Right.
I signed it, sent it to you this afternoon, right?
But for future, because it says the chairman can sign or assign a designee, we were just wondering, at one point you were suggesting Chief Paris. but then Chief Paris had suggested mega. So,
It came back to me. I'm
So-
happy to sign it, I did.
right,
and-
but in the future, if you're unable to sign it, would you assign mega as your
I
designee?
actually said it
Okay.
because we didn't discuss this, so as a designee, but on the LTA form, we were discussing that LTA form, who should be a designee because of all the reviews that we are doing and all the reviews that should be done, so that's where we want.
So do we have to formalize that through the town attorney or something, or is it just a matter of
It's
us
designated.
being
Just
okay?
a sheet that you'd send into OSTA.
Oh, that's what I'm.
All right, if you can send me the sheet, I'm happy to sign it and appoint you as the designee in my absence. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And does anybody else have any objection or comment? Just,
Considering that it's been a cohesive approach and every
Yeah.
reviews are
Right.
done in a department and not running around to others, so.
And it makes sense because you're the chair, she's the co-chair.
Right.
That's perfect.
All right, I just wanted to clear that up.
Beautiful.
Thanks. For the Edward one, you're not, it's almost the same identical
It is, yeah,
situation.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and,
Well, that's a tough road. I mean, it's, I used to live down there on the corner of Oldfield and Reef Road, right around the
and-
corner.
And just to let you know, Kevin, for number 7, it's pretty much all MUTCD approval, so you're not.
As long as we're
really missing
compliant with
anything. Right.
MUTC,
Yeah.
we're okay.
All right, Meg, it's all yours.
Mega.
Okay, good.
I was just filling them in.
Thank you, I appreciate those
Thank
you.
inputs. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So the sixth one is for no parking sign at Edward and Reef Road intersection. Similar, he's requesting a no parking sign at Reef Road, but it's now Edward Street is the intersection. So this is my sketch over here, and we went outside again, we measured from, should we keep 25 or we should keep, more than that, so we are going actually more than 25 feet here.
Same issue.
Same issue. So why we are not marking the exact number?
It should, I thought it was 30 feet, if I
30
remember.
Is that, yeah, I see the 30 dimension in the road.
Yeah,
Right down there.
Yeah, sorry,
So you're
recommendation.
basically extending it another
yes, right.
5-ish.
Yes, yeah, 5 feet.
Well, actually, it was 20, in the field, it's 21.
So it's
So
9 more feet?
Yes.
Right. Now, we could extend it all the way to the driveway, but if you look at that driveway.
Yeah, they're probably using it.
Yeah, yeah, so that's why I was, all right, let's work backwards and from that spot. So, okay.
In the aerial view, yes.
They are.
Our last conversation.
And then it's just to the south, right? To the north, I think it's already all no parking.
That's correct.
Yeah, all right.
So,
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve as 30 feet from the intersection.
I second it.
Okay, good. All in favor, say aye.
Discussion, because I don't know, is anybody,
Oh,
are you here for that? or not?
Sorry, I'm
Okay.
sorry. No discussion from the public, no comments.
Now go for a vote, yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye,
Okay, good.
very good.
1 down, 6 down. Now we're on the last one. Do not enter, let me stop sharing. So last one is the do not enter and keep right sign at Samp Motor Drive and Black Rock Turnpike. So.
Where's this in the presentation?
Yeah, I wasn't.
I don't know if we see this one in the backup.
Yeah, this one is actually not in the backup, actually. This one is coming from August. It's lingering from August. That's why you don't see this in the.
You just showed like Google Maps or something?
Yeah, let's,
It's where the Sam Mortar at Black Rock Turnpike, and then it
Where
splits.
you go, okay,
Yeah.
where it goes like
What are
that,
you doing there?
north.
And I think, I don't know if it was the police or we had a couple of complaints where, especially when you're coming,
Oh, are you the member
going
of the public?
northbound,
Okay.
okay, northbound
Yeah.
from Black Rock Turnpike, and you make that turn,
Yeah.
some people might not realize that it's split and you're supposed to keep to the right.
Yeah.
And so they're, either that or they're
Oh, and so they're ending
very
up in the-
sharp.
What's the
got it, got it,
What's
got
the
it.
request?
Do not enter.
Yeah, they were
do not enter?
asking about
Yeah, and keep right.
about that there is some wrong
People going down the
direction.
right, the wrong part of the
Wrong
delineator.
Again, yeah, maybe go with a larger sign and higher sign, because if there's traffic, then even blocks to keep right, you
Yeah,
know?
the problem is the island's like way back.
Right,
It's far, yeah.
exactly.
But I'd be,
You have the double yellow line there, but, and we put the two do not, the
I
do not enter. by
enter, I
the-
think it's gonna be confusing.
Well, the do not enter, I think you'd have to put it by the shrub, there's a, well, when she puts it
You'd have to
up.
put it back.
Yeah, you'd have to put it back, exactly, and angle it so that it's clear that it's do not enter for the left side, but the right side you can go through. Either that or you paint arrows on the road. I mean, those are some of the
Yeah.
other solutions.
Yeah, any other
track it.
solutions?
That's a funky intersection. I ride my bike through there all the time.
It is.
Oh, look at Prue. Look at Prue. Did you hear Prue, what she just said?
No.
The sign that has the diagram of the median,
Yep.
it shows the arrow where you're supposed to go.
It's there, but it's only like 3 foot high. Nobody sees it.
It's there, but it's like, because the island on the side road is so far back, you're already around the.
Right.
Sorry.
Do you want to
Yeah, that was my, my
Yes,
childhood.
yes.
Yeah, so now open it to the public. That was our
Let's open to
discussion.
the public. I'm sorry, I was busy doing.
No, that's okay. Thank you for putting this on the agenda. I'm Chris Clark. I live at 75 St. Mortar, which is on the top side, with my 9-year-old son who stands at the bottom of the driveway for the bus. And I work at home, so I see this multiple times every single day, including in my submission, a very large truck coming.
Turn around, Megan.
Comes down Black Rock Turnpike with the gas station on your left, and they take that left and they go down the wrong side. There's not even really anywhere to turn around, so that truck ends up going all the way down, going the wrong way down St. Mortar Drive, and it's really dangerous. To your point, I think somebody said earlier, this board has just recently come together. I've been complaining about this since 2018 when I first moved, and I'm shocked somebody hasn't been severely injured or had crashes here. So my thought was, whether it's signage or something painted, I think probably painted on the road, or, something to your point, it's so far back, once you see that sign that you need to split, you're too far down. So, thank you for putting it on the agenda.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Megan, go just a little bit further and then take a left and you should have it.
So if your car's a left,
Oh, right.
take a left, right there. Now take a right.
Yeah, you went too far. Yeah, right there.
So you have the sign,
Too far down.
Oh, I never even saw that sign, because I already knew.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's-
right, because once you're around the turn already, it's.
I mean, I grew up on Mountain Laurel, so.
And people fly on this road. And it's not a straight road, so you can see, even here, you can't see on the other side of this little hill.
Now,
So cars are coming up, and I'm shocked nobody's been.
are you the owner of like the Bush?
I'm
Is that you
I'm
right
not. So
there?
that's been a renter for a long time
Oh,
that
okay.
just got purchased. Then there's one more
gotta
house,
extend- you
and
extend
then
the
it's
deed.
me. So it's usually by my house that they realize, oh shoot.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then they're trying to figure out, how do I turn around? And there's really no good space to turn around.
And there's a grade differential.
Yes.
I agree.
You don't need,
The
you
ones
don't
on
need
your
to,
side
you
go
don't need a
up.
right-hand and a
Correct,
left-hand
yeah.
turning lane, do you there? I mean, there's no traffic warning.
I don't know, I'd have to look at the traffic volumes. It's a state road out there, right? Black Rock Turnpike.
Black Rock
Yeah.
Estate, yep.
But there, you,
The only other thing I was thinking is, could you cat track the double yellow?
Like that.
what if you
Oh,
just,
where you found to have the line
Where
go.
it's got the dash.
Yeah. Like, just like we did at Post.
what if, because it looks like,
Right up here.
Megan, go, turn around,
Okay.
around there. You go, just go up, go across the street, go back. Yeah. So this looks like it got squeezed in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did.
So what if we just kept it one lane and then yellowed this back up a little bit?
There were complaints years ago that the traffic backed up there. And so in order to allow people to do a right on red,
Go back to where the bus,
Yep.
go back to right here.
they were driving over the curb to do a right on red.
Yeah, so turn around now.
Google's good until it's not, and then you're like, "Arr!"
So does this get backed
It
up?
does during busy times. And the issue is never when it's busy because cars are there. It's when there's no traffic.
They're not there?
There's no cars at that light. They just turn and they keep going straight down this left side. But you're right, busy times, this road is backed up.
Like, how often?
During rush hour, all the time.
But is it like 20 minutes?
No, it's
Oh,
more
no,
than
no,
that.
it's 1 or 2 light cycles.
Oh, so it's not for, so, but I'm just, because I know this, I've ridden my bike down here thousands.
Eliminate the lane and create an island,
Yeah,
extend the
bring-
island is what
bring
you're
the yellow
thinking,
out,
yeah.
yeah.
It's, again, it's a capacity thing, it's something we can look at. The reason why it was put there is there was
Yeah, because
too many
it looked like this
complaints.
was squeezed in.
Yep, it was, it barely fits. But we actually had people driving up on the curb
And then there's a
doing it
bike
right. The bike lane ends at the signal, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Right
bike,
there.
this isn't really a bike.
It's a shoulder. We made it so the bikes, because that's on the, that's on the lake to lake,
Very narrow, yeah.
library to library route, I'm sorry.
I
yeah.
think that's, like, if you could put an island in right here, or just paint it, right? But if you paint it to here, and you, because, you know.
We'd have to look at the traffic volumes and all
You have
that.
to
And
study
again,
this.
from a pedestrian standpoint, you're absolutely right. From motor vehicle point, that's why it was done.
How do you study?
I mean, we'd have to it'd be another thing where we would need DOT to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, yep.
I think cat tracking the double yellow left there would help.
Yeah.
For this complaint.
Yeah.
For this specific
He's looking at
complaint.
a little bit
Yes,
something
you're looking at a
different, but
bigger,
yeah.
yes.
How do you study? Do you do a traffic count to do that?
Yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah, you
do
look at the
traffic
capacity, how many
volumes,
cars are backing up.
You guys have a camera?
No, but Connecticut
we
counts.
We have to, put a recorder out there.
But do you have
And where
it
does-
in-house?
No, no, we have to.
So does the
we have to
town
hire a
jurisdiction
consultant.
start on the other side of the
Camera, yeah.
crosswalk?
Yes,
You guys don't use
Okay.
cameras for counts?
this is a problem.
We don't have them though, you have to hire
Okay, so
someone.
that's where the state starts.
They will take half here.
The cameras are nice because they give you pedestrians and everything.
Oh, yeah,
else.
yeah. Well, it's all AI. That's like
I'll give you an example. One of the consultants, $60,000 to do 6 intersections
It's just.
for a 72-hour period.
It's expensive, the camera
Let you know.
detector, camera count is expensive.
That's where
You
the.
should hire my guy.
You put his name in and
He's in Pennsylvania. No, but I did like 9 intersections and it was
So that's
probably
the property line.
20 grand?
Really?
Yeah, and this was like Kings Highway,
Crosswalk.
like the post road. This was like super high, and they.
just to,
Put it
you picked up on
there.
it. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
really
no.
offline discussion.
Well, but anyway, the camera technology, is that not permitted in Connecticut?
No, you can use it for traffic counts.
Yeah, no, but like my project's in Pennsylvania, I did 9 intersections, it was 20
That's
grand.
my first project, I did the light.
So on this
So-
one here, we have a proposal, I mean, you already have the arrows going out for the left and right turn, so I don't think you need to do arrows there, unless you want to bring them closer to the intersection. Frank's idea of the cat tracks, where from, especially because this is mainly a problem from going northbound and turning left, right. So we would propose cat tracks there. A larger and higher keep right sign, because right now I think it's the smallest one available, 18 by 18 or something like that.
Can I
Here.
ask a question? Could you do the articulated, like those little like sticky bollard things out
Yeah.
there? And then put the sign further here?
Yeah.
Can you do
We
that?
can test it, to your point.
The
we
sign will
can
probably
test
still
it.
get hit, but.
Yeah.
Flex
Yeah.
posts.
No, but at
But
least-
the post would help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
right.
mean? Like,
Post will help.
Again, I'm going to speak on behalf of some of the other
It's gonna get taken out
DPW
in the snow,
people,
but-
snow plows and all that,
yeah.
But
But you've got the grade I mean, so they have to, I mean, I guess the grade differential doesn't happen until the planting,
Does it?
the landscape happens, right?
Yes, that's correct.
But at least if you have those bollards, I mean, they can see them, those vertical.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not- yeah, no.
It's just a matter of when they get hit, and if it gets happened the second and third time,
What's the
you get
replacement?
grumblings from the DPW.
What's the replacement?
Yeah,
doesn't have
your
any.
crew is not very happy doing those flowing stuff during.
What's the life cycle of flex post?
Depends on how often they get hit
Like a
usually.
year?
No,
They last longer?
yeah, oh yeah.
If they, especially.
If they're not
don't
getting
get
beat
hit,
up, yeah, will last, yeah.
And I think, if I
There's
remember.
different styles too,
The
so.
one, by the way, because you brought it up about Brewster Street or the ones in Black Rock,
Yeah.
the state is making the city take them out.
Really?
For
Seriously?
Winter.
For winter.
Oh,
So then they have to put them back up in the spring and
Yeah.
take them back up.
It's only till October 31st they are allowing these measures, and after October 31st, no temporary.
It is a good location for it though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just for.
And we plan on having-
For visibility, I mean, you would definitely, I mean.
We have an order, Jeff, of 50 of them, just to let you know.
Yeah.
They're thin plastic posts, like if you.
And they have reflectors on them usually?
Yeah,
Yellow.
they're
Mega
reflective.
has one in her office. I found her one.
It's about what, like this high maybe?
Yes,
Mega,
yeah,
to keep people out.
yeah.
Just go
Go to
through
the
them,
doorway.
take a look,
Yeah, well.
but if you could visualize those where the
Yeah.
yellow is.
So, I mean, the only other, as I said, is a do not enter by that green bush, but then we usually need two of them. I don't like.
And then it's gonna get
only doing one.
confusing if you put one on the other side.
So maybe just a larger and higher keep right there where you can see from the roadway. And then
We can try
idea
to
of
get
the cat
approval-
tracks.
Try to get approval from the state to let us.
All right,
Right,
so
the
those
cat
would be the two motions.
And maybe in the future, when we have the dollars?
But the bollards or whatever?
Yeah, I think that really
That could
makes.
be a that could be a demonstration.
Yeah, I think definitely.
That on the list.
Because I think
Yeah, I would put it on the list for that.
anytime you have a road split, it's like, people go, oh!
Yeah.
You know,
The demonstration, I mean, the Safe Streets for All Safety Study Grant, planning grant is like 425,000. The demonstration one was over 300,000 where it's, you buy materials and you have them installed.
Okay.
Demonstration. That one we haven't heard back yet from, but we
Yeah.
have one pending right now.
But the second one though is really for traffic diversions, wasn't it?
It's a well, any demonstrations is what we're claiming.
Yeah.
So how big can the sign get, like based on MUTC?
It has to, the heat right is 7 feet from, not including the foundation, just from the ground. That post should be 7 feet with that sign, so it should.
Could be, I think it
from
could be as
under-
high as 4 foot high, 4 foot sign.
Oh, okay.
No,
7 foot high.
7 foot high is 40
And then
feet
that's the
wide.
bottom, and then,
That's
yeah,
it from the ground till the, under
Yeah,
the
they
head
make
of
'em
the sign.
Picture the
18
merit.
by 18, 24 by
This
30,
is like a square,
probably
yes.
36 by 48 or something like that.
And then on that, METCD now new one is saying that under the keep right sign, they need that reflectors, that yellow.
Oh, the diamond
Diamond
reflector?
reflectors now is mandatory.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. All right, thanks.
That's
think
Still haven't read that whole manual yet.
Yeah, they can get pretty big.
Yeah.
7 feet.
It's like
too big.
48 by 60 for a highway. It's like-
Yeah, I was gonna say Route 25, and it
The
starts.
smaller one's 18 by 24.
Yeah, we would use a high, we'd probably use the middle. What's the
Yeah,
middle one?
36 by 48 is the
Yeah,
next one.
something like that, yeah.
So should
what I'd
we,
recommend.
should we make a motion for a phase 1, phase 2 kind of treatment for this?
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to.
Okay.
So long term will take time to collect data and everything, but for the short term.
Well, plus because we don't have the materials right now to,
This is
And to do
Congress
those.
by
Yes,
BlackRock by
exactly.
the
For
merit.
spring 2026, when the demonstrations start, we can put
too
this
big.
in the list.
Yeah.
okay, so I would defer to DPW and engineering to make the motion as to what you think is appropriate to install as a phase 1, but I would just like to, I think the vertical bollards, when we get the demonstration dollars, is I think a real key for this, just to let people know that there's this choice and it's different, right?
I'll word it then. It would be for to approve a larger, keep right sign. Approximately, what was the size,
36 by 48, I think.
36 by 48 to be approximately 7 foot high
Yep,
from the bottom.
yes, from the bottom till the underneath the sign.
And that the town install what they call cat tracks for the left turning northbound vehicles.
With permission from the state DOT.
That would, we could approve it, but then, it's.
Yeah, and then the state has to approve it as well.
And then, for future consideration, where we could, approve it now anyways, to, future consideration for, bollards or some other, reflector device, to extend the island or median.
And the do not enter sign, you don't recommend at this point because it's a little confusing.
Now that, right now, that's what
Yeah.
we're.
Okay.
And
The only other thing I could think of is, that I did include in there is the two arrows are way up in the.
You can paint them
Should
up
be
on the
moved
stop
up.
bar.
Yeah, do you want-
I agree with you.
All right, so then maybe, and then add 2 additional turn arrows so that they can see them from the road
Close to
rather
the
than,
stop
yeah.
Oh. then to retain that.
And then we would keep the existing sign, there's like a one-way sign, we would keep
Yeah.
the existing signs if applicable.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion, yeah.
Second.
Okay, can I read it back before?
Sure, I know, it's a lot. Yeah.
Bill Hurley made motion to approve a larger keep right sign, 36 by 48 and 7 feet high, and the town to install cat tracks with permission from the DOT. For future consideration, bollards or a reflective device to extend the island, and add 2 additional turn arrows to be seen from Black Rock Turnpike and keep existing signage.
Touchdown, you got it. Perfect, yes, very good.
I'll second it.
I make a motion.
Oh, you have to
I
say
already
it.
did it, sorry.
Vote,
All
yeah.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm learning all.
This time it's 5-0.
My motion is.
All right, wait, Michael's still on? You want to vote, Mike?
I'll vote in favor of that.
All right, so it's still 6-0 then, yep, thanks.
Yes. Okay, good, so we're done with this.
That's,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
for coming.
well, old business or new business is what's on your agenda. I don't know if there's anything that you want to bring up.
We will discuss about the administrative duties, that's something coming from the old business, LTA forms, Kevin, I will send Kevin the form to designate to our department so that it's cohesive approach to keep everything in-house, and then we can review with him. And that's my old business too.
And then I would just add that for anybody here, just to reiterate that Mega and Frank are working with the leadership team. Any now traffic authority complaints or FTA complaints, to compile them into or use the Q alert system. So that then it all gets funneled into one area and we can keep track of them much easier.
So.
It'll allow us to assign the work orders
Right.
easier too from when we approve, signage and those sort of things.
So also, so in future, we will be taking down the FTA webpage for complaints, and we will be rerouting to everything here to funnel it one. And we are working with leadership team every weekly to discuss the process, the request, and all other matters. So just to let everybody know.
And we know
The whole-
Mike's
I'm sorry,
familiar
the whole
with it.
page or just that part of the page?
Just that part of the.
Yes.
The request.
The request form.
Just the request form. We'll link it to a Q alert
Thank you.
instead.
Anything else to add? That's all I have for now.
All right,
Motion to
thanks.
adjourn.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, good. Have a
Hey,
nice.
very
Thank you.
constructive though.